We were so excited to host your group. I think they were called the B Team, which in our book they were the A Team because they were just outstanding. They were amazing, and which would make it the A Team. From even before they got here, as I was watching on Facebook, their attitude with the whole Detroit incident. Then after they got here, their attitude with the whole luggage incident. It was just amazing to see how flexible they were, how able they were to adapt to the situation. And that ability to adapt to the situation is what also helped them be so effective while they were here. I never once had to come and say, hey, let me introduce you to this group of people. Why? Because usually by the time I got there, they were already talking to that group of people. It was amazing to see the friendships develop and people with whom Itasiara and I have had acquaintance with for years, but suddenly became so much closer to us because of the presence of your group. Even people who we'd never met, suddenly we have met and we have contacts because of the presence of your group. You were a huge encouragement to our young people. Our young people here, as I explained to the group, our young people here are somewhat isolated. We don't have much fellowship with believers of like faith and practice, and then here your group comes down and you're from the United States and you believe like they do and you act like they do, and it's just a wonderful thing. And so the friendships that were made there will be lasting, especially in this day of Facebook and Twitter. Also, just the work they were able to do. In fact, you see, I'm standing here on the campus of what will be the campus of our camp, Lord willing, and all that you're seeing behind me, from here on up, they were the ones that cut that out using machetes and scythes, and I'm sure you'll hear about that in a little bit. They'll tell you about that. But it was just an amazing experience. They did us a tremendous favor by doing that. I would love for them to come back. I would love for your church to send as many groups possible to come back to see what God's going to do right here in this life. You also were a tremendous encouragement to our congregation. After you left, several people have come up to me and said, wow, what a blessing they were. From the marriage seminars that Pastor Mark gave, to the messages that Joe gave, to just the interaction with our young people, even adults coming up to me and saying, wow, what an outstanding group of young people. They made a tremendous impression, and it's really good for our churches here in South Beach to understand that they are not alone, and that they have the support and the prayers and the help of churches in the United States. Huge encouragement, tremendous encouragement. So I'll leave off with the invitation that I gave to our young people on a number of different occasions, and that is this. Any one of you that wants to come down, any one of you that wants to come and spend some time with us and get more intimately acquainted with the ministry, become more involved with what God's doing here, just let me know. Come on down, we'll put you up, and you can spend as much time here as you want to do. And our prayer is that this trip of yours, God will have used it to spark the interest in at least one or two of your hearts, and at least one or two of you will come back and say, you know what, I want to be a full-time missionary there with Andrew and Itasiara and the other Brazilian colleagues that are working there. That's our prayer. That's what we're hoping for. But we know, because of what we saw this last week, we know that wherever God sends you, you're going to be greatly used of Him. And we're walking.